MoYu recently has been going crazy releasing many new speed cubes in such a short span of time, and today we're going to put them to the test by battling them against each other. So we're going to be battling the Super RSTM 2022 Huamen YSTM Weilong version 9 and the newly released Super RSTM version 2. We're going to be using the most premium versions of each cube, meaning ball core versions and UV coating when applicable. And at the end, we're going to determine which cube is the best. First comes comparing prices. The Super RSTM 2022 is the cheapest cube here at a price of $19.99. Next comes the Huamen YSTM at a price of $36.99. The Weilong V9 retails for $42.99. And the most expensive cube here is the Super RSTM version 2, which retails for $47.99. With this said, the Super RSTM 2022 is the cheapest cube here, but I have to add it doesn't have any UV coating unlike the other cubes here. I also have to mention all these cubes come with the same door adjustment system, ball core, and have no adjustable magnets. The Weilong V9 and Super RSTM version 2, however, though, do come with extra repelling edge core magnets. Now let's move on to size. Both of the Super RSTMs are 56 millimeters, while the Huamen YSTM and Weilong version 9 are both 55 millimeters. Now I'm going to talk about some tiny mods I did with some of these cubes. I replaced the purple nuts of the Huamen YSTM with blue nuts to allow for more room for compression. I also demagleved my Weilong version 9. Now, let's talk about how these cubes feel. The Super RSTM 2022 is very blocky and feels like a combination of the RSTM 2020/2021 and the Weilong. The Huamen YSTM feels like a slightly more premium RSTM 2020, and the Weilong version 9 is very crunchy, and it really reminds you of the original Weilong, just with better performance. The Super RSTM version 2 is kind of actually surprisingly different from the Super RSTM 2022. It's not blocky at all, and it's a very smooth cube. Also, the mechanism is very similar. It feels quite different. Now onto performance. We're going to start off talking about speed. The Weilong version 9 and Super RSTM 20 version 2 come very fast out of the box, making it hard to control, especially the Weilong version 9. That's why I demagleved the cube. With that said, with setup, you can make both cubes a lot more controllable and usable. The Super RSTM 2022 and Huamen YSTM come at a more controllable speed out of the box. But I mean, if you want it faster, you could use a little bit of fast loop to speed it up. So honestly, the speed of these cubes are very good. Just note some of these will take some setup to make better. Now let's talk about stability. All these cubes are very stable, especially because they have ball cores which allow for corner core magnets. But the Huamen YSTM is especially stable compared to the rest, and some might even consider it too stable of a cube, so it's up to really personal preference on what you think about the stability. Next up on stability list are the Weilong V9 and Super RSTM version 2 because they have edge to core magnets help me out. The most unstable cube here is the RS3M 2022 Super. Not saying it's super unstable, but just compared to the other cubes on this list. Now let's go over corner cutting. Corner cutting on these cubes are all very adequate, so there's not really much point of comparing. They do the angles you want, and they're really similar. Now I have to mention about a feature that some of these cubes have, which is auto alignment. This exists both on the Weilong version 9 and Huamen YSTM. And auto alignment is much stronger on the Weilong version 9. Surprisingly, the most expensive cube here, the Super RSTM version 2, has no auto alignment. Now I have to talk about some issues you might see with these cubes, starting off with corner twisting. Some of these cubes may corner twist. I will say this, the Huamen YSTM though has very square corners which help prevent this, but the other cubes have a decent chance at corner twisting, especially the Weilong version 9, but if you obviously have very tight settings, it won't be a problem. Now, we've gone over the cube's performance, which cube is best. Obviously, it's up to personal preference, and obviously all these cubes are very good, but I don't want to cop out and just say, oh, it depends on your budget or it depends on, your personal preference. With this said, I'm going to actually choose a winner with the price factored in. And with that said, I'm going to have to choose the Huamen YSTM as the winner. I will be honest, I do prefer the Weilong version 9 and Super RSTM version 2, but objectively speaking, this is a better value cube. At $36.99, you get a very stable cube that turns well, and if you don't care about UV coating, there is a cheaper version at $25.99. With this said, I have to reiterate that even though the Huamen Livestream is the winner of this competition, it doesn't mean it's the cube you should get if you're looking for a new cube. And that's because, again, it's up to personal preference. Always cubes are very good. And from this video, hopefully, you learned a little bit about which cube might best fit your turning style, and you can use that to help you make your decision and pick a cube that fits you